Why does everything good have to be canceled so quick?
Hello and welcome to the Cavern of Terror.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Cavern of Terror. And no, I'm not wearing a Swamp Thing shirt today. I have my Green Lantern shirt, though. I am a DC fan and I have a couple Green Lantern t shirts. It's not a Swamp Thing shirt, but I think it's gonna have to do for this one. But, yeah, Swamp Thing has been canceled by DC Universe. What do I think about that? I actually think it's something that's really confusing.
What are you, allergic to straight answers, you son of a bitch?
If you guys watched the pilot episode of Swamp Thing, I think a lot of you would agree with me that this is better than most of the CW produced DC shows. I personally know quite a few people that enjoyed the first episode. Specifically, my buddy Jason over at Sinister Cinema Reviews. He reviewed the first episode, gave it a very good review, and he was really excited to see the rest and how it would go. And so was I. I was really excited for this. So I don't know if you guys have heard the reports out there, but I have a little bit of news to read to you guys. I'm going to put it up on the screen. That way you can read it along with me. This article is from Engage It. I think that's how you say it. And I think this is the most reputable one that I could find. I also found the Bloody Disgusting article. I'll put the link for that as well. I will read this to you guys. It's on my phone. So just bear with me here. Speculation that an accounting error by the state of North Carolina that cut the show's tax rebate led to the show's sudden cancellation has not been yet confirmed. Back in April, a miscommunication by the North Carolina legislature almost wiped away the state's film budget. But this mistake was resolved, reported by the North Carolina Star. In fact, the North Carolina Department of Commerce announced earlier that this week that Swamp Thing was eligible for $12 million of its grant funding, roughly $4 million less than its original requested. Swamp Thing originally requested $16.3 million in funding from the state for a total of 13 episodes, but then scaled back production to 10 episodes. But it's unclear whether the decision to halt production had to do with the budgetary reasons or creative differences. Sources told the Hollywood Reporter back in April that Warner Brothers decided to cut its initial order of 13 episodes after disagreements with the DC Universe. Engagement reached out to Warner Brothers for further comment on the show's cancellation, but has yet to respond. In a phone conversation with Engagement, David Paulson of the North Carolina Governor's Office pulled back on speculation that Swamp Thing pulled out of the state over grant money. The state has a ceiling of $12 million for each film grant. And in the case of Swamp Thing, it received more than that due to the pilot being funded with a separate grant in total. Paulson believes that the production received the full amount it requested from the state. Swamp Thing's PR team reached out to clarify that all 10 episodes of Swamp Thing will air on DC Universe. Members can watch each new episode as they air every Friday to the finale on 8/2. Looks like the platform intends to air the episodes it's already got in the can, but the prospects of a second season are still DOA. So what do we get from that mess? Well, it looks like one side saying that they got the money that they needed, and the other side saying that no, you owe us even more money, so we're just gonna leave. It looks to me that there is a bunch of confusion between the state of North Carolina and the DC Universe executives. This is definitely not something that we haven't seen before in the world of television and movies. Let's face it, guys. TV shows and movies lose their budget all the time. It happens all the time. And unfortunately, it happened to a very good television show. Why was this show canceled, though? That's the biggest thing out there. That's what I see through all the threads right now, all the posts on Killer Flicks and other things that I'm involved with about why Swamp Thing was canceled. Why was this show canceled? And for me personally, from reading that article, I think they just wanted to save themselves the headache. It looks like the DC executives just wanted to get out of the state of North Carolina to get away from this problem, which, is understandable. I think they can move to a different place. But why they needed to cancel the show entirely, in my opinion, I don't think That was a good decision. We also know by this article here by Engage It, I think that's what it says. I still have no idea how to pronounce this, that we will see all 10 episodes of Swamp Thing that were filmed. Fist pump, I'm excited because the first episode, like I said, I really loved. But what do we do here? What do we do to keep this show moving forward? To help everybody that really, really liked it and does not want to see it canceled? Well, there's a couple ways we can go about it. I actually started a change.org petition. It was to save Swamp Thing. I never do this. I almost never do this with anything, but I just love this first episode so much and want to see the show succeed that I started a change.org petition. And I will put the link to the petition in the description box of this video if you want to support the cause and have Swamp Thing be renewed for another season and stop this cancellation. Please, please sign it. If a petition doesn't work out, another thing that they could do, if Warner Brothers and DC Comics actually want to move forward with Swamp Thing and try to get a second season, is they can shop it around to different networks. Me personally, I would go with HBO. HBO has the budget that they're looking for a show like Swamp Thing. It has that hard edge. That's what a show like Swamp Thing needs. It's borderline horror, and if you've seen the first episode, you know how crazy this show can be, and I think HBO can pull that off. More importantly, HBO actually has a DC Warner Brothers project going on right now, and that is The Watchmen. Option number 3, and that's right, there is a third option. If you don't want to do the petition and you don't want to shop it around to other networks, we can do a standalone film. That's right, guys. After the 10 episode first season of Swamp Thing, what we could actually do is make Swamp Thing part of the DC universe in film. That's right, up there with Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Shazam, the big family of DC films. The upcoming Batman film, we can throw Swamp Thing right in there. They're doing separate universes right now, and this would work perfectly for Swamp Thing. It's already got a fan base. It's already got a cast. It's already got a director. Bring back Len Wiseman to direct this film. Bring in Derek Mears to play Swamp Thing again. Bring in the girl that plays Abby Arcane. Her name is escaping me right now. If you know what it is, let me know down in the comments down below. But that's what else we could do. We could do a standalone film in the DC universe. That's it, guys. That is my thoughts on the Swamp Thing cancellation and what we should do to move the project forward. What would you do to move the project forward? Let me know down in the comments down below. Do you like the petition idea? Do you like the idea to get it moved to a different network? Or do you like the idea to make a standalone DC Warner Brothers film? If you like this video, guys, make sure you give it a big motherfucking thumbs up. And if you like my new set, make sure you give that a thumbs up as well, because I have a couple more things that I want to add back here, but I think this is going to be the new set moving forward. Move the room around. You can't see the bed anymore, which I really, really enjoy. We're going to take down the curtain right here. We're going to put some other curtains up. And this is going to be the set moving forward. So what is next for the Cavern of Terror? Well, I'm glad you asked, even though I said it, but you were thinking it. I know you were. I have a slew of videos pre-recorded that I will be putting up over the next couple weeks because I'm preparing a new series. That's right, I'm doing a new series, and it's called the Cavern of Terror Showcase. This is where I take a director and talk about all their films, particularly horror films. And we're going to start out with my favorite director, Wes Craven. We're going to talk about all of his films. So as I said, I have a bunch of videos coming out to the channel to keep you guys satisfied until I have my first video in the Wes Craven Showcase ready for you guys to watch. If you want to get yourself a badass Cavern of Terror t-shirt, make sure you hit up that link to my Spreadsheet store in the description box down below. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can find all those links in that motherfucking description box as well. But most importantly, guys, my name's Zach. We're in a Green Lantern shirt, and that is Swamp Thing, the original. The original Swamp Thing movie, directed by Wes Craven, playing in the background. Stay metal, motherfuckers.
Hello plan, fellas.